This is the Natural Rose makeup look. You can follow along and do it, or you can watch it and then do it later. So I start with a dewy Senegence foundation. So I love this foundation. This is the original foundation, not the tinted moisturizer. I just feel like it gives a little bit more coverage, but still not that much. And I just really love the brush with it. It blends it so easily. So you don't, if you want to use your fingers, that's fine. But I feel like the brush really just puts it on so evenly and blends it so like quickly. Like there's no, you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. It just does it automatically. And now I use the Candlelight Senegence, the Shadow Sense. I use this as concealer. So this is Candlelight. And you just dab on, and you can use a brush if you want, but I like to just use my finger. I feel like it just works so well. And this concealer actually helps to soften lines. It works as skincare and concealer. So instead of getting creasy and all weird throughout the day, it actually makes your eyes look better. Makes your eyes look better. So you just dab it around, and I go down the sides of my nose, a little bit on top, and it really does lighten and brighten, but soften the lines as well. And then I'm using my face wear, my duo, my little powder duo. I use the Parchment and Sandbox, and I just dab a little bit of the Parchment, go around my eyes, then I do a little mixture of both, and just brush all over the rest of my face. So really simple. I don't use a lot of powder, just a little bit. But my Golden Nudes palette, love this palette. The Clove, the bronzer that's in there, is so great. I use it all over. As you can see, I put it everywhere. I put it in the hollows, my cheek hollows. I pull it up on my forehead. I put a little bit under my eyebrows. I do a little bit right across the bridge of my nose. And it just gives you a nice, like, glowy look, like a nice bronzy look, but not too fake. Now I'm using my Pink Frost shadow and the Champagne Shimmer Shadow Sense from Senegence. And I'm mixing the two colors because I don't want it to be too pink and I don't want it to be too golden. I just want to mix the two because I really love the look. And I'm trying to give my lid a softer, not softer, but a more neutral, kind of, it's not concealer, but it's neutralizing my lid, but making it look lighter. Because now when I do the crease color, it's going to make the crease look that much more intense. So it has its purpose as you see the look go on. That's why I want the lid to look light, but I don't want it to look chalky. So the two colors mixed together do the job. And now I'm using Desert Rose. I'm using it with this brush, but you can dab it on with the applicator or your finger, and I'm going in the crease. Not going all the way across, I'm staying on the outer part of the crease because I want my eyes to look more elongated and lifted. So I'm blending it with my finger. You can use another brush. I just like my finger because it blends it so well. These colors blend so easily. And I'm using the brush to apply it, and I'm doing the outer corner, but I'm doing the outer upper crease as well because I want that lifted part, that upper crease, to lift my eyes up. So I love this color, the Desert Rose. It gives you a nice rose look, but it's not too pinky. It's a really pretty rose. So dab it on however you want, and then blend it with your finger. Just keep dabbing around, and it's gonna blend the color so quickly. And I'm staying on the outer part, the outer corner. It almost like a sideways V or C that you can see. It kind of scoops around, and then I kind of lift it up a little more. So you can watch this again so you can see exactly where I put it, but it's so easy. I just don't go all the way to the inner part of my eye because I want that part to stay neutral and light to help it look more lifted. Now I'm doing right underneath my lower lash line. So this is going to give you a little bit of that smoldery eye look, and it just really defines the eyes. It really does. It helps to lift, helps to just brighten up your eyes and shape them more. I'm using the Rose Gold Glitter Shadow on top. You can skip this step if you want, but I love this step because it makes all the colors look a little bit more transparent, a little more translucent. So this has a little bit of glitter and that rose gold to it. Really, really sheer. It's not a thick shadow color. And I'm just putting this on top of the colors to blend everything together and just give it a more transparent look. And I'm not going all the way in, but I am going on the lid. It's just a beautiful look. I love this color too, but you can skip it. And I'm dabbing like the upper part because that's where I put a lot more of the color because I want it to look a little more blended. So it just softens. So So that's a really easy step. And I'm doing my brows. Now you can see full brow. This is me doing a little bit of the placement of the brow, so you can see how you can do it. You can just make the little dashes. This is my ash brown pencil, and I'm just going from the outer part of my nostril going up, and that's where the brow should start. Then you go from that same point going through the pupil or right on the edge of the pupil, and that's where you can go. That's where the highest part, your arch, should be. Then go to the end of the brow by going the corner on the outer part of the eye, and that's where it ends. And now I'm making little hairs. I'm making little dashes, but they look like little hairs. The tip of this pencil is so thin that you can make little hairs. And I'm going from that starting point, going up to the highest point, which makes the arch. And then going down to the end, I'm going down. So all the little hairs, they go up in the beginning, up and over, and then it goes to the highest point, the arch, and then you slope downwards. So then you're going downwards towards the end point where you made that last little dash. So I'm just kind of going across, connecting those points, and that's how you create a brow. So here, that's a little tutorial on how to do it, and I usually fill in a little bit more in the front so it looks like little hairs. So it's really easy to do, especially with this pencil. It makes it so simple. Now I'm always very paranoid about doing my brows because I don't have brows. So if you have brows, this is much easier. If you don't have brows, how I did the guide is going to help you a lot. And now I take a little bit of my nude powder, the shadow, I brush right on top because I'm so paranoid. I don't like my eyebrows to look too drawn on. And then I pressed in with my finger. I press and I wipe because I want it to look less. I want it to look not so strong. This is my favorite lash color. I love this lash color. If you use it, you're gonna be like, oh my God, why didn't I know about this sooner? So I just fit my lashes in just like a regular lash color, but it's just so different. Like if you try it, you'll know why. And it curls the lashes. It doesn't crimp them, really gently. It's so easy to do. Just curl it and it ends up curling the lashes. And now I'm using the Senegence Lash Primer, which I am actually very happy with. It really does thicken your lashes and helps to lengthen your lashes. So you just put it on, and I like that you can see it because it looks, nude, like a nude color. And I'm using the volumizing Senegence mascara right on top. So this helps to separate, it helps to lift, and using it on top of the primer, you really get a thicker lash, a longer looking lash. So it's really good. It's a nice combination. I'm not always thrilled with primers, but this one I really do like. And I like this mascara. I feel like it really does enhance your lashes. So some mascaras say they do, but they really don't. They just make them heavier and maybe not lift up as much. This mascara really does lift, lengthen, and give you more volume. So it really does. I'm only doing one coat. Sometimes I'll do 2 coats, but now I'm just doing 1 coat. But you can add as much as you want. Now I'm taking with this, I love this brush. It's an angle liner brush, and I'm just I dab it in because I want the powder to set into the brush a little more, so this way it doesn't trickle down. And I'm just going from the outer corner of my eye and just kind of dabbing it. I call it stamping. You're just pressing it in, creating a line. So I'm making a line because I want that part of I want it to look lifted. So it's almost like doing a wing, but it's a really subtle wing. I don't like drawing too much, and if I do draw something, I'm gonna smoke it out. So I'm doing the same thing with this. I'm just dabbing a little bit, just making it look like a little lifted outer corner, like a wing. But I'm doing it with the powder, so it just makes it very subtle. You can do it with the pencil too, but with this look, I like it with the powder. Just really dab it on. And then I'm gonna blend it out too. I'm gonna soften it up. And I do a little bit on the underneath of my lash line, just a tiny bit. I'm not going all the way across, just doing the outer corner, because again, that gives it a little bit more of a lifted look. Now I'm taking my favorite crease brush, going into the same colors that I did, it's 2 browns, and I'm just gonna dab it again on my hand, just to press the colors into the brush a little bit. And then I'm just gonna go right on top of the line I just made, because I'm always blending. I'm constantly blending. If I put a little line on, I'm gonna blend it. And it's just gonna increase that little bit of a lift. So it's just increasing it. You can go as crazy as you want. You can keep adding more. You can even use just a darker brown, do the same thing. But I'm really going right on top of that line that I made and just going in. I'm going inwards, in towards the outer part of my crease. Just a little bit. So it's just helping to lift and kind of elongate my eyes a little bit, but really give it more of a lift. That's really what it's doing. And it's so simple. This crease brush is crazy. It does everything so easily. Now the pink swirl blush is also a highlighter. So I just grab the tip of my brush and dab it on like that because I don't want lots of color. I don't want a lot of this on because it can go crazy. It can make it look too much. So you just dab on, be a little more precise with it. And it gives a really nice glow. So it's a great highlighter. I go all the way up into the temples. I go a little bit above, maybe under my eyebrows. And then I'll brush right across my nose just to give a nice glow all over my face. So it's really great, very easy to do. And you can see how that highlight affects when you move, when you look back and forth. Now I'm using the Senegence Lip Sense. This is Bella. And this is gonna stay on all day and all night. It's really great. So Bella is a really nice rose color. On me, it looks very bright because I have dark lips. So I put Bombshell, the Lip Sense Bombshell, which is a nude color. I put it right over it because I like to soften that pink because I don't want it to look too bright. So I just go right over with the Bombshell and it softens it. So it's really cool. You can blend the colors together. And now I'm using the Orchid gloss because you need to seal it. You need to put a gloss on top. One of the Senegence glosses you put right on top. This is Orchid and it just seals the color. And now just to play around, you don't have to do this, but I wanted a little bit more of a fuller lip. So I'm using my Pink About It lip liner, and I'm just doing a tiny bit. I'm not going crazy with the lip liner. I'm just kind of defining the line and just making it a little fuller. I want a little bit of a fuller lip. It's a soft eye, so I'm making my lips stand out a little more, and I wipe it down too. And at the end, I'll always end up wiping a little bit. Ooh, now I'm adding the Ninja eye pencil. So I do that to the inside waterline, the upper waterline, right underneath. I just add a little bit and maybe a little lift on the end, and that's it. So this is a very simple natural rose look. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you at the next look.